start to record this one as well. يلا factorize. Do you have any problem with the factorization? حد عنده أي مشكلة في factorizing? So I have the following. Okay. If you have any problem. طيب هنا what should be the product يا عيال? The product should be what? Product should be negative 30 with sum is equal to negative 1. Okay, so I have to find out two numbers that they have a product of negative 30 and the sum is equal to negative 1. So what are the two numbers? It can be negative 6 and 5. مش كده يا عبد الرحمن يا عبد الله يا خالد؟ Or you can go for mode 5 3, it's fine يعني بس in mentally method that I need to find the product as equal to negative 30 with sum is equal to negative 1. So the product نعم ما هو باخد انا طالما ان هي مش الاخير يعني if the coefficient of y square is not equal to 1 I have to multiply. So it's 6 times 5. اتفقنا؟
يعني y square يتم بروح صح؟
بس انا بتكلم على الكوفيشنت يعني if the coefficient of y square is not equal to 1 خلاص يبقى I have to multiply this number by the last number. So it's 5 times 6 اللي هي negative 30 والسم بتاعتك equal negative 1. So the two numbers are negative 6 and 5. طيب هنا because the sum can give me the negative 1. After that I have to divide it by the coefficient اللي هي كانت divided by 6. Negative 6 divided by 6 will give me negative 1. So I have 1 minus 1. Y minus 1. Well, other one it will be 6y plus 5. Do we have any problem with this one? يعني in the worst case scenario, if you are not able to do it mentally, we can go through the normal factorization. اتفقنا؟ يعني this is if we are facing a problem, we can go into the cross or the factorization. طيب, what do you think about the second question? Do you have any problem with the second question? طيب, what is the main point here? To make a cross multiplication. طب, because most of the question, it's like this one, but it has a square root. So what should I do? Squaring first. اتفقنا؟ يعني if I have a problem, I have to go for يعني لو كان there is a square root, I have to go for the factorize squaring الأول. طيب, if I don't have the squaring, I can go through the cross multiplication normally. خلاص يعني يلا let's go through the cross multiply. اوكي يلا هنعمل هنا cross multiplication. هتبقى الستوري عندك W equal 8 minus F equal 1 into 2F plus 3. طيب, what we should do? احنا تاني if I have my square root because most of the question of the changing of the subject will contain a square root. So what can I do if I have like any fraction like this one and I need to convert it and I need to work on it square root يبقى هنا I will make a squaring. But if I don't have a square root خلاص it's like that خلاص it will be cross multiplication. There was a bigger problem last quiz if you remember when we have يعني how it was giving like W equal to F plus 3 over 8 minus F but it was plus 7. Do you remember this question that we did it last time? طب how we deal with it? How did we made it? يعني how did we work on it? We send the 7 into the other side first. ما هو كانت عندي فيه مشكلة ان هي كانت W plus 7. So what we did, we sent the 7 into the left side. مش كده يا مي؟ وبعدين it was like W minus 7 equal to F plus 3 over 8 minus F. What we did after that, we went through cross multiplication and we get W minus 7 into 8 minus F is equal to 2F plus 3. هنا يعني the story was a little bit more difficult because it was like two brackets to be expanded together يا رغد لو تفتكري الموضوع ده. So يعني we had a problem last session or last quiz when we were having question like this one, but the problem there is a number comes after the fraction. مش كده يا خالد؟ طارق كانت البروبلم بتاعتنا المره اللي فاتت. طيب, for this question it's easy خلاص يعني I don't have a problem. I'll just go through the cross multiplication and I get it as W into the 8 minus F equal 1 into the 2F plus 3. Then we get 8W minus FW equal to F plus 3. وبعدين after that what we did, they are asking for getting the F as a fact اللي هو subject. So we can collect all the F in one side and the terms without F in another side. صح كده? So what we have to do, I can send this one Yasmin into the right and I can send the 3 into the left. معايا؟ to make it easy يعني هنا so it's 8W minus 3 equal FW plus 2F. طيب what was my next step? From this one we took the F as a common factor يعني هنا there is no issue خلاص يعني I can keep it as 8W minus 3 equal I'll take the F as a common factor and the remaining here it will be W plus 2. اتفقنا كده? Do we have any problem with this one? طيب I did this part and I need to get the F itself. How to find out the F? Divide by W plus 2. So it's 8W minus 3 over W plus 2. This will give me the F, so I made F as the subject. Do we have any problem with this one? طيب تاني يبقى I don't have a problem with this question. It was W over 1 equal to this amount. هنا it's easy story. يعني هنا it wasn't a problem. Okay. So we can go through this one as it's W equal to F plus 3 over 8 minus F. I just went through the cross multiplication and I get this one as equal to 8W minus FW equal to F plus mean plus 3. اتفقنا يا شباب؟ طيب هنا ما هو once you made F by itself يعني it's what's the problem? I went through cross multiplication وبعدين I collected all the related to F in one side and after that yeah Adam I took the F as a common factor. I tried to make the F as a subject so I put it separate than the other. اتفقنا كده؟ طيب we get it and we found out F. طيب let's remember how to express the expression on the perfect square. Who can tell me? Do you remember how we was doing this one as the completing of the square? طيب do I have to revise it? Let me revise it. Do you have a problem so we can revise this one? طيب my first step I can take يعني if I have to work on this question. بتقولي يا رهف.
My first step I'm gonna divide by 4 and then I'm gonna divide
هي مش divide بت يا رهف هي مش divide by 4 هو take the 4 outside. خلاص يعني اللي هي divide by 4 اللي انت بتعمليها it's okay بس just take it outside يعني I can take the 4 يا شباب outside. Are we clear on that? So what will happen? It will be x squared minus 2x plus 7 over 4. I don't care. خلاص. It's there. طيب. What is my next step? حلو. I will keep the 4 and the bracket I will not touch. And I will go internally to work on the expression. انتوا معايا كده? How or what was the main step? I have to go for the bracket, taking the square root which is x, half of the coefficient of x اللي هي 1, all of power 2. Then I have to take this one minus square يعني هنا if this is 1 I have to put here 1 power 2 which is equal to 1. انتوا معايا كده يا شباب ولا لا؟ Plus 7 over
Which
4.
sheet is this?
نعم حبيبي.
Which revision sheet is this?
No, it's a new revision sheet. I will share it with you later.
Okay.
لا دايما بصي يا رغد هنا حبيبي انا قلت لك الكلام ده اكتر من مره قبل كده احنا we are completing the square. When we completed the square, we added one part from outside, from our side. So we have to take it back. Because of that, every time you have to take this one square. يعني whatever the number was here, if it's minus a مثلا, any number يعني, you have to take it outside, minus a squared. 2 minus 4, 5 minus 25, and so on. Always you have to take it with negative. اتفقنا كده? Plus 7 over 4. I can simplify this expression. I can keep it as 4x minus 1 to the power of 2 minus 1 will plus 7 over 4 minus 1 will plus 7 هي ناقص 1 وهيبقى لا positive plus 0.75 تمام. After that what I have to do I will return بقى the 4 inside back. معايا ياسمين يعني first story that we took the 4 outside we kept the expression. After we get the expression inside خلاص without the 4 we are completing the square. How to complete the square again? Everybody please Allah يكرمكم. Square root of the first. Take this one divide by 2. And this amount after that this amount power of 2 it should be power 2 يعني minus the term to the power of 2. وبعد كده this is the remaining اللي هو كانت 7 over 4 I don't care. After that we did it وبعدين I will go into the expression to make the multiplication 4 into x minus 1 to the power of 2 plus 4 into 0.75 دي كانت equal كام؟ 3. خلاص we wrote it. So we write it as this one. Sometimes they can ask you to find out the vertex of the curve if you remember. يعني just I mentioned it before. It's if I have the perfect square for me, Ragab, I can complete my square. How can I complete it? Who can tell me what will be the vertex يا شباب؟ الفيرتكس او turning point turning point او ساعات we call it as maximum or minimum. يعني هنا في السؤال ده because it's drawn upward so I can call it as the minimum point. To find out the vertex or the turning point or the minimum point من ال completing of the square تعمل ايه يا ادم؟ ركز معايا الله يكرمك كده. Take this expression in opposite sign. Whatever comes with the x you have to change the sign of it. So it will be positive 1 and the other one you have to keep it on the same side. اتفقنا كده؟ يعني هنا if they are asking us to complete the square we can complete the square by this way. اتفقنا كده؟ قول. وبعد كده to find turning point او الفيرتكس او المينيمم او الماكسيمم just you have to go whatever with the x change the sign and the other one you have to keep it. قول.
كيف اشتقوا النهاية بتعطيك المينيمم بوينت؟
Later بقى once we will discuss the graph together I will tell you how they will get it. اتفقنا؟ Because it's all of it it's related to the transformation. You did it before. Just لا we did it والله العظيم last year.
انا ما سويتش.
انت كنت جيت متاخر ما كنتش معانا انت كنت سبتها انت في وقت اوكي.
طب اي واحد منهم الاكس واي واحد منهم الواي.
مستر
Whatever comes with the x from inside the bracket يا خالد it will be the x. And the y it's the other part which is outside the bracket.
يعني كلها اوتسايد ذا براكت هاي.
Outside bracket it's related to y. Inside the bracket related to x. X ده always comes in opposite way. يعني if you see it as -1 you have to put it as positive. طب if it was positive بس اتفقنا؟ وليتر حتى if it multiply you will put it divide. If it's divided you will make it multiply. يعني later we will go into this story. خلاص؟ طيب but so far
Mr.
again
what if
completing
it's
the square.
decimal?
قولي يا رهف ها؟
What
Tell
if
me.
it's decimal عادي?
Again?
What if
If
it's
it is decimal عادي طبعا no problem. It is
Okay.
okay. يعني we don't have a problem with that. طيب ده كده كانت completing the square. طيب do you have any problem with the expand and simplify؟ حد عنده مشكلة في الاكسباند والsimplify؟ Just remember and يعني I can do the FOIL method مثلا مش كده يا أنس؟ أهو what it will be n squared بعد كده outer و inner اللي هم هيبقوا positive for n minus 6n together will be negative 2n وبعد كده minus 24 ده اللي هو الاكسباند بتاعتي. Do we have any problem with the expansion يا جماعة؟ طيب let's go for this question. I think we did this question before. حاضر اهي ها يلا who can tell me what is my first step؟ صح do it يعني just write the question and do it يلا يلا يا آدم write it يلا it's what we are doing we are just going through it was like over 1 and I have to go into the fraction. Okay هنا 2x minus 3 over 1 وهناك 3x minus 5 over 4 and what should be my first step I have to go into cross multiplication so it will be 4 into 2x minus 3 equal 3x minus 5. This is my first step. Do we have any problem with the first step? طيب يلا let's go into the expansion 8x minus 12 equal 3x minus 5. طيب what we should do we have to collect all the x together all the numbers together مش كده؟ So I will send this 3x into the left the negative 12 I will send it into the right. So what we have 8x minus 3x equal 12 minus 5. What is the answer? هنا it will be 5x is equal to 7 and after that x will be 7 over 5 which is 1.4. I think we did this question before. صح؟ يعني we did it in one of the previous tests. طيب. تعال نروح نشوف المسألة دي. Okay. This question, it's a polygon, has n side, where n is greater than 5. When arranged, this is sequence, I think this question from the latest one, يعني from 2022 or 2021, I don't remember. But this is latest question. يعني Maybe you did not see it before because of it wasn't there in the worksheet. So a polygon has n side where n is greater than 5. When arranged in order of size, when we arrange it in order of size, starting from the largest number, started from the largest, يعني ده كان largest number اللي عندك. The sizes of the interior angle of the polygon in degrees are formed يعني terms of an arithmetic sequence, where the first 5 terms, if the sequence is given by this way, find the value of n, show clear algebraic working. Listen, always in the sequence, يعني there is like another question, I will show it to you in the sequence. All of the questions related to the sequence, they are coming for the exam as something you should be aware. It will be the first time I can see this expression. The first time I will see this question. طيب, let's go through this one. A polygon with the n side with n can greater than 5, these are the sequence. طيب, let's deal with it as it's a normal sequence. يعني just ignore this story related to the polygon. Who can tell me what is the value of A عيال؟ مين ال A هنا؟ مين ال A? A refers to the first term. What's the A? حلو. What is the D?
One,
-2. So I have the A, I have the D. طيب حلو خالص. ايه الستوري بقى؟ These are the first terms of the sequence. جميل. So I have A, I have D. رائع. And they are in order. جميل. حلو خالص. What happened بقى؟ They are all يعني are the terms هنا. The size of the interior angles of the polygon in degrees are terms of an arithmetic sequence. يا نهار اسود. طب وبعدين يعني what did we gain from that? They are terms of arithmetic sequence, and this is and خلاص there is what are the given? Nothing. رغد ايه رايك في السؤال؟ Where is the given? No given. يعني they give us the sequence itself, and they are asking us to find out n, and we don't know when it will stop. يعني I don't know when it's gonna be stopping. I don't know how many terms they are.
Are you gonna form an expression?
حلو. مين هو الاكسبريشنز؟
Sum of all terms, sum of n يعني.
Sum of n terms. Excellent. It's the only thing that I know about the sequence. خلاص. يعني I can form the nth term, but I will not get any benefit from the nth term. I have to go for the sum of nth term. طيب يلا يا احمد كده if I need to find out the sum of nth term, مين يعرف يقول لي sum of nth term as a sequence؟ مين هي sum of nth term؟ n over 2 n2
n
2a
2a
plus ال n minus 1d.
Oh,
حلو. طيب خلينا let's go to make a replacement. Sum of n equal n over 2. ما هو I'm still have a problem with the n. I don't have anything related to n. 2a يعني 2 into 70 2 into 177 plus n minus 1 ما اعرفهاش انا multiplied by d اللي هي كانت عباره عن -2. طيب let's try to simplify this as n. معايا جو؟ So it's n over 2 into bracket 2 times 177 on the calculator. I think it will be كام؟ 354 minus 2n plus 2. وبعدين let me continue. It's n over 2 وبعدين هناك ده هيبقى عبارة عن 356 minus 2n. ده كده كانت السم of the nth term. انتوا معايا؟ مفيش مكان تاني. طيب ده السم بتاعت ال nth term. نعم؟
ايش كان الفورمولا اللي نستخدمها؟
فين؟
الحكايه اللي انت
ما هي دي الفورمولا ال Sn equal n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. طيب ده السم بتاعت مين؟ ده السم بتاعت مين يا اخوان؟ What is this sum? It's sum for the terms of the sequence صح؟ حلو. This is the maximum that I know. Now I don't know anything else. I have the sequence. I get from the sequence A. I get from the sequence D. يعني we get the value of A and we get the value of D. And after that we have يعني as we get the value of A and we get the value of D Adam. What we have the sum of nth term. We get the sum of nth term as follow. خلاص. طب وبعدين still they are asking me to find out the value of n. There is something in the given. I don't know if you can notice or not.
Greater than 5?
لا, greater than 5 it will not help. That by the end of the day, sum will give me the sum of angle into the polygon. طيب who can tell me what is the sum of n terms of a polygon يا عيال؟ مين يعرف؟ What is the sum of n terms in a polygon? n minus 2 times 180 مش كده ولا ايه؟ تعالى بس نركز مع بعض تاني. I get the sum of the nth term يا ياسمين. I have it as a sequence. I know about it. I know the formula and this is the maximum that I can do. I have A, I have D. خلاص, I just worked on the formula and I just wrote it. This is my sum of nth term. طيب, this n term of this sequence already, they are telling me that it's the sum of interior angle of a polygon with n side or n angles يعني. طيب, ما هو, so the given that I was looking for, it was related to sum of nth term. So the sum of nth term, how to get the sum of nth term? Well, we get the sum of nth term equal n over 2 into 356 minus 2n. طيب, it's the same. It's the sum of angles. طب who can tell me what are the sum of angles? n minus 2 into? So my story will be happening as follow. I'll change my color. I have to say that sum of nth term اللي هو n over 2 into 300. طبعا انا ممكن اعمل لها simplify. انا ممكن اعمل n over 2 into the expression يعني I can simplify it. Somebody يا شباب to simplify this one for me. n over 2 into this amount, it will be 177 كم؟ 178 n. ما هو اوعى تنسى n over 2 into this amount. صح؟ Don't forget the n. So n over 2 into this amount will give me 178 n minus 2n multiplied by n over 2. This will give me n squared. طيب, this is the story which is the sum of n. يعني what I did it here, this is the sum of n يا عمر. This is equal to what? Equal to the sum of the interior angle of a polygon, صح? So what are the sum of the interior angle of a polygon? n minus 2 into 180. طيب, يلا تعالى. What are the sum of the n polygon? It's n minus 2 into 180, which coming as
180n.
صح, يعني أنا عشان بس I don't have a space. So it's n minus 2 into 180. So I can write it as 180n minus 360. طيب, what is the story? Now what I have to do? خلاص, it's a quadratic equation. Everything done. Again, the common part, it's useless. خلاص, يعني it's easy. The first, it's how to form the equation يا رغد. This is the part which is difficult. In fact, in this question, what they are asking us, they give us the sequence. So they are saying that these angles are formed a polygon. طيب, what's the story? I went through the sum because I know the sum of interior angle of a polygon يا واد يا جو, it will be n minus 2 times 180. مش كده جوفاني? So I get the sum of the terms اللي هم يعني ال n minus 2 دوت into 180. This is the sum of the nth term. Okay, once we get the sum of the nth term, this is equal لمين يا سهيلة? This is equal to اللي هو 180 او n minus 2 times 180. By this way, I created the relation. From this relation يا رغد خلاص, it's easy بقى. I can collect it together. يعني I can make it like I will send this one into the other side, so n squared. وبعد كده هناك who can complete it with me? يعني I just send this one here. فخليته positive. وهنا 178 go into the other side, it will be by negative. So it will be plus 2n minus 360 is equal to 0. I'll go into the factorization. N squared, it will be n and m. Two number that the product is 360 and the difference is 2. I think it will be 18 and 20, maybe, right? So 18 and 20. And this one, it should be positive and this one should be negative. So n minus 18 will n plus 20. The product is equal to 0. يبقى هنا n is equal to 18 or n is equal to negative 20. طبعا n is negative 20 dot rejected, so the value of n is equal to 80. اتفقنا؟
Yes, okay.
Mister,
Because the n, we cannot take the number of side as negative. معايا كده؟ ايوه يا رهف.
Mister, I don't understand the numbers that you got in purple color.
هو مين البيربل؟
Equation.
The blue, the
ده؟
one. Yeah.
البلو صح؟
Yeah.
اوكي ايه بقى اللي مزعلك فيها ما فهمتش يعني what's the problem؟
مش فاهمة from where you got 178n minus n squared.
طيب خلينا نقول what was the equation again. حد يمريني يا جماعه كده لو حد كان كتب المعادله يعني if anyone just wrote the equation 100 لا اللي هي last part ده 178n minus n square ها أنس 178 minus n squared كانت equal 180n
في minus 36.
minus 360
في n قبل 178 بس 178.
178n صح؟ 178n minus n squared. This is the part that you are not able to understand it يا رعف.
هو
رحمة.
from where you got 178n minus n squared.
From where I get this one. بصي
Yeah.
بصي تاني كده. It was my last part related to Sn. It was n over 2 into I think it was 356 minus 2n صح كده؟ This was my last part يا رحمة. So what happened? I just took n over 2 into this expression. n over 2 multiplied اعملي على جنب n over 2 multiplied by 356. This will cancel. So what I get the answer as it was 178. So it was like هنا الانسر كانت 178n minus n over 2 كمان مرة multiplied by negative 2n. The 2 will cancel with the 2, so the answer will be negative n squared. معايا كده؟ So I get this part from there يا رحمة. وبعدين ال other part اللي هو كانت sum of interior angles of a polygon. Okay, without we get it as 100 اللي هي كانت n minus 2 into 180. So we multiplied these together 180 minus 360. طيب how we dealt with that يعني after that بقى what we did we just said it's 178n minus n squared equal 180n minus 360. What we did in this part we went through it as follow. We just took this area to the other side. So what we have 0 equal negative n square will go into the right side. It will be positive. Without كانت positive, it will go as 178n بس بالنيجاتيف plus 180n minus 360. So the answer will be n squared plus 2n minus 360. This is equal to 0. So after we get this expression, we went into the factorization. n squared, 18 and 20. We put this one as plus with this one as negative, n equal to 18 or n is equal to negative 20. We cannot accept the number of sides to be negative, so we rejected this one. طيب, where we are still talking about the sequence, خليني يعني let's go for another question related to the sequence. It came last year and it was so difficult as well. يعني هنا I think this one, which one? هنا. We gave it to some student in AS and they are not able to do it. يعني السؤال ده. The first term of an arithmetic series كانت عبارة عن 2t plus 1 where t is greater than 0. Nth term of arithmetic series, nth term which is the general term يعني I can deal with it يا طارق على ان هي اللي هو ال nth term بتاعي. So I get the first term is equal to 2t plus 1 وبعد كده ال nth term of the arithmetic series كانت 14t minus 5 والcommon term يعني خلينا بس let's calculate يعني collect the given. A was equal to 2t plus 1 tn اللي هي general term او اللي هو nth term for us it was 14t minus 5 وبعد كده common difference d was equal to 3. Okay, these are the given. The sum of the first n term of the series can be written on this formula. Find the values of this one. طيب, let's ignore can be written as d. If I have these given and I'm asking you to find for me the sum of nth term, what I have to do? Sum of nth term. استنى بس. لا, let's try the formula يا أنس. Sn which is n over 2. الواد ده أعمل فيه إيه طيب؟ أعمل فيه إيه؟ n over 2 جوفاني وحياة.
I know this.
والله. n over 2 هحل ايه على النعمه لو قعد لغايه السنه اللي بعد الجايه في ايه يا عم خالد. So n over 2 into the bracket 2a So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. ده الرول اللي هو this is our rule, right? So let's go to translate this rule. N over 2, I don't know what's the n. Okay, all the given. I have the first term, I have the last term or the nth term يعني. وبعد كده I have the d. That's all. This is all what I know. طيب, what we have to do يعني let's go through this one. Okay, it's I have because they are asking us for the sum of nth term. N over 2 into the
14.
bracket 2a
5
وبعد كده n minus 1 into d. مين ال d كانت عبارة عن ال 3. طبعا هنا I have to replace the a by the value of it which is 2t plus 1.
and you have
تمام
to
كده؟
replace the value.
ال n I just replaced the n and the other one. طيب let me just I'm working on ما هو again كده. In this question I have to give it. The first one it's the nth term is equal. The nth term was equal to 14d minus 5. ده كانت ال first term أو دي كانت يعني ال nth term عندي. And the other part it's the sum of nth term. طيب I just made a replacement يعني I can just يعني work on this one to simplify it. ما هم دول I don't have more than the nth term and the sum of nth term. معايا يا واد يا آدم. So I went through this one. The sum of nth term والله n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 في دي. So I went through it as 2 into the expression هم كانوا 40 plus plus كام كانت هي كانت 2n plus 1. So it's 40 plus 2 بعد كده plus 3n minus 3. طيب I'm just working on it. It's n over 2 into the bracket 40 plus 3n minus 1. Okay, ده كان ال SN. This is the maximum that I can do for the SN. طيب, on the other hand, I have another given. They are telling me that the nth term is equal to 14t minus 5. Okay, اتفرج على الخناقات بقى, ها? It is not a normal question. They are fighting with us. So the general term, what is the definition of the general term يا شباب؟ A plus n minus 1 into d. مش كده ولا ايه؟ ده ال nth term. استنى بس, sum of n I just prepared it ends. لا اصبر عليا. يعني I just kept it. In the other hand, I have the last term or the nth term, which is I know the formula of the nth term is equal to a plus n minus 1 في مين؟ في d. This is equal to 14t minus 5, right? طيب, I can do the same. I can replace A and I can replace D. يعني whatever that I can make a replacement, I will replace. So what we have related to A عيال, who can tell me what was the value of A? A كانت 2t plus 1 plus n minus 1 في D. I know the value of D is equal to what? 3. يعني I know that the value of D is equal to 3. So I can just go through it. So it's a 3n minus 3.
Mr. Why
This
did
is
you
equal to 14t plus أو minus ال 5 ده اللي هو كان on the other side. طيب, let's try to continue. 2t plus 1 plus 3n minus 3 is equal to this amount. خدوا بالكم هنا. I'll try my best to get the n as a subject. يعني I need to have n by itself. So let's work on this one. هنا I can shift everything and keep only the 3n. طيب, it's a 3n plus 2t. Okay, اهو. خليني اعملها لك بس step by step عشان to did not fall from me يعني. هنا 2t اهو plus 1 و plus 3n و minus 3 يعني هنا عندنا هنا 3n minus 2 is equal to 14t minus 5. I will shift everything. I need to get the n by itself, or I can say I need to have the t. يعني look at the other side يا حبيبي. Look to the other side. I have this relation Sn. And I have the other one relation on n and t. Imagine كده your mission, once you have two equations, خلاص, if you have two relationships, okay, your mission is to merge these two relations together. أنا عندي هنا يا واد يا آدم في السؤال ده, in this question I have n over 2 and I have t n وحاجات كده. طب in the other side as well I have n and t. Imagine with me, which is better, to make both of them related to n or both of them related to t? It's related to t. ليه؟ Because by the end, they are asking us to write it in this form, which is related to T. So what I will make, I'll try to keep everything related to T. يعني ما هو الاوتكم يعني اللي هو البارت اللي انا هعمل معاه comparison في my last step, it's related to T. So I'll do my best to keep N in terms of T. طيب, what I will do, I'll keep 3N in that side and I will shift these two into the other. يعني أنا minus 2T minus 2T. هنا it will give me 12T. وبعد كده هناك plus 2 plus 2. It will give me minus 3. طيب, what I will do, I'll divide by 3. All of the equation by 3. I will make divide by 3. So I get N by itself is equal to 40 minus 1. I'm so happy at the moment. Allah, I'm so happy. ليه بقى? Why I'm happy? I get a relation between N and T. And I have on the other side Sn, which is N over 2 into this expression. رغد, السؤال ده يعني this question, it's question number 22 in the paper. I think it was last question or the... Oh, it was the last question. يعني the people or the people who created the paper itself, they are expecting that rarely يعني 5% of the student will be able to do it. خلاص? So it's one of the challenging questions. I get Sn, يعني I get already the Sn. تمام? I get the formula. I found there is a relation between N and T. And on the other hand, as well from the nth term يا طارق, I get it. معايا يا أحمد? It's the relation هنا, I get it between N and T. طيب, what should I do? I will make a merge into the Sn. يعني I will take this story and I replace it there. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. I will use equation number 2 يا أنس to put it in equation number 1. So let's go back to make this sum. Sn. Sn is equal to what? N over 2. I will remove N. I will replace it by 14 minus 1 over 2 into the bracket 14 plus 3N. I can replace the 3N أهو اللي هو عبارة عن 12T minus 3 وبعد كده minus 1. Agreed? Okay, يلا let's continue. هنا بس I will leave it as 4T minus 1 over 2. In the other hand, these are 16T minus 4. I'll try to to just divide by 2 to I can get from inside a common factor. يعني I can get a common factor يا جماعة من جوه. يعني I can keep this one as 14 minus 1 over 2 وبعد كده multiplied by I can take the 4 common factor. بعد كده it will be 40 minus 1. I can cancel the 2 with the 4, it will give me 2. So يعني the final it will be 2 into 40 minus 1 again into 14 minus 1, which come as 2 into 40 minus 1 all of power 2. طيب, لا, I will not expand. I will keep it. Look back to the surprise. What is the surprise of the question? The question tell me that the sum of nth term يا رغد can be written as P into QT minus 1 all of power R. Look, this can be written as P into QT. خلينا go again. P into QT minus 1 to the power of R. And he's asking me to find out the Q and P and R and T. انت خدت بالك بقى هنا؟ So I get shocked. Okay, what happened? What I reached for as a simplified version, I found that equal to the required. So what did we agreed on in this case? I can say so by comparing. By comparison, what happened? P is equal to 2. Q is equal to 4. R is equal to 2. I get everything done. This question, I'm telling you, يعني the people who did the question, okay, they are like less than 5% of the people who attend the exam. And they were saying this is a very difficult question. In fact, I don't know after you see how it's went through, يعني how did we went through it, to tell me, just tell me, what do you think or where do you think there is the complexity of the question? Where is the hard part? I need to have like, always, I need you to be aware of the following. It's funny. يعني بص يا طارق, يعني let's imagine that this question comes to you in any exam. mock exam, final exam, any exam. First of all, you will have two problems for the question. First of all, that you did not see it before. Second, you don't know what to do. In these two questions, yani like the question that we did it 5 minutes ago and this question, you will face two problems for these questions. My advice for you, you should work on the given type. What are the given? They gave me A, they gave me nth term, they gave me D. Okay, so I can use it. They need it in the sum of n, but as well I can use it for the nth term. So I went through the nth term, يا مي, and I tried to get close it one, to get like clear.
Why I can't use it?
We used it. يعني we used the nth term. خلاص, we worked on the nth term. We just translate the nth term with the part that they gave it to us, and we get a relation, and we were happy. Once you are getting a relation into the question, you should be happy. خلاص, there is type of a relation between the factor or between the terms that we have. On the other hand, it was the same story, and I worked, I tried, but I have two information. These two information, I connected them together, and I found out the answer. Are we clear? أنا عارف إن السؤال a little bit what difficult, huh? But
Mister, is there a
still,
question in the exam like this
Nah.
question? Is there a question in the exam like this question tomorrow?
no, this is a question from the paper. يعني I did not get it from the sky. We get it from a paper, from exam already يعني. أنا مالي ومال امتحان المدرسة؟ ما يولع امتحان المدرسة، أنا عامل إيه بامتحان المدرسة؟ ما طز، افرض إن أنت جبتي في امتحان المدرسة دوت الفول مارك وجيتي آخر السنة وعكيتي، أنا I don't care على الامتحان بتاع المدرسة. Okay, والله I don't care about it. What I'm caring about it, it's just a kind of I need to measure. Okay, in the exam of the examination, even you are doing exams here, right? We did 5 quiz. This is the 6th quiz. يعني just deal with it at quiz number 6. It is not about exam. يعني don't think about it. It's exam. You just need to know how to deal with the question. Train yourself on dealing with the question. I hope tomorrow that it will be a question like that. But the condition here, the question you shouldn't see it before. يعني بص يا رغد، في أي امتحان at any exam, always it will be some question on the exam that you never see it before. Never. Okay? Like this question, I myself am a teacher. خلاص? And it was my first time to see this question in the edexam. It wasn't mentioned before. Okay, يعني they don't. But again, what are my tools to deal with the question? I have rule for the sum of nth term, and I have a rule of the nth term. I tried my best to use my tools to get some kind of a relation. Once we get the relation, we are able to merge these two relations together or to sort it together and to find out what is the required. صدقيني, once we are trying or we are using the logic, خلاص we will reach to the destination. It's normal. Whatever, if the question is so hard, it is not that hard. You just need to think about it logically. That's it. فاللي أنا محتاج إن أنت تتدربي عليه النهارده إيه هو؟ Don't deal with any question as it's a hard question. You should be able to understand this question, it has a solution. And I need to think about it. How to think about it? I have to start from the given. Always, we should start from the given. Once we started from the given, we can find some relation. We have to deal with these relations together and to answer the question. And always at that time, ya شباب, they are always in Edexcel, they are bringing like 10% of the paper. يعني if I have to tell you 10% of the paper out of 200, it will be like 20 marks. 20 marks means it will be like, let me say 20 marks divided by 5, يعني divided by 5 marks, it will be how many questions? 4 questions. So 4 questions in the two paper, it will be for the extended student. For the people that they will get the certificate from the Edexcel stating that you are amazing in the subject, which you should have aim. You should يعني you should imagine yourself, I can get it. Why not? خلاص يعني تقدر والله يا أنس، والله تقدر. يعني أنا شايف فيكم ناس كتيرة تقدر والله، بس أنتوا try. You have to try it. خلاص. Let's go back to our revision. طيب, this is one of the questions. طيب do we have any problem with the simultaneous equation؟ last time تعال اتفرج بقى على اللي هو بيقول لك I don't have a problem. Last time يعني انا شفت العجب قسما بالله يعني I saw amazing answers. One great student he told me that I will multiply this equation by 3 and I will keep this one I'll multiply by 1. So what they did, Yasmin, they multiplied by 1, so it was 7x plus 3y equal 3. And on the other hand, it was 9x. طبعا when he multiplied 3 by 3 he wrote it as 6. يعني it was amazing. وبعد كده هناك minus 3y equal 21. طبعا another 50% of the people they just multiplied the left and they removed the right. يعني كأن right كده it doesn't belong to us. Okay, the third people بقى when I have like they are two opposite sign it should be add مش كده ولا ايه؟ يعني we have to go for addition. 50% of the people they did subtraction. ما هو حافظ مش فاهم يا معلم هو اتعود ان هو for all the question he has to do subtract. طب ما يا ابني الناس هنا you have like plus and you have minus. So once you are adding them together you will get rid of it. Okay, why do you have to go for the subtraction? I don't know. So once they are adding قاموا جايبين بقى ايه 7x plus 9x this is should be 16x they wrote it 2x. خلاص. And on the other hand it was I don't remember بقى what they did يعني it was amazing answer that I see it والله. وبعدين بقى ايه another people what they did after we get it 16x equal 24 so I have x is equal to 24 over 16 يعني it's equal to 1 point كام 1.5 لا هي 1.5 24 over 16 عشان انا divide by 8 so I get the value of x is equal to 1.5. سابوا لي بقى بقيه المساله قال لك كفايه عليك كده انت يعني انت تحمد ربنا على كده it's enough. So once we get the value of x equal to 1.5 we have to ما ينفعش we cannot leave it يعني we have to return it back to the y. So I can say where طبعا I have to replace it in any equation عم ادم فهنا it's 7x plus 3y is equal to 3 فهنا 7 into 1.5 plus 3y equal 3. So what we get 3y is equal ده هنا كانوا طالعين لنا 10.5 we send it to the other side so it's negative 7.5 and y will be negative 2.5. So we get the answer as 1.5 and negative 2.5. You should have x and 1. Huh? You should be careful about the multiply and about the divide and all of these steps. طيب. In this question, do you have a problem with this question? We did it before in the exam.
Actually, 12
أنا بس في مشكلة هنا في الموضوع ده. يعني we just went through common denominator. عندكم أي مشكلة في الحكاية دي يا جماعة؟ طيب it's just I will multiply these two together and I take this up, this on the other side. So I have down 20. Okay, وبعدين after I get the 20, I'll take the 4 into the bracket. 9a minus 7. I can minus 5 into 3a minus 7. أي سؤال صعب؟ 6 marks. الكلام على التاني اللي هو ده 4 marks.
ايه بس
ما هو يعني it doesn't worth more than that. يعني what I did one relation I'll take عليها 1 mark. This relation I'll take 1 mark and I will put it substitution 1 mark at the final answer which is comparison بس 4 marks. ولا تحل. طيب let's continue this one خلاص. Just I need you please your main mistake comes from the unnecessary losing concentration. يا ريت والله في حد معاك كالكوليتر ده؟ انا كمان انا حاسس ان احنا والواد نام مني اصلا خالص يا لهوي انا الواد جوفاني مات خالص. طب هنا it was what is the problem? Just be careful about the sign, be careful about the collection. 36 minus 15 it was equal to 21 a by minus 28 plus 35 this gave me positive 7 over 20 is equal 4.55. I have to go for the cross multiplication so it's 21a plus 7 equal 20 into the expression mean يديني 20 into the expression 20 into 4.55 ده 91 minus 7 so 21a is equal to 91 minus 7 كانت كام؟ 84 so a is equal. Okay so it's easy question. طيب هنا how to make the piece the subject يا شباب ها squaring الأول so it's b squared is equal to ac plus 8 over 3 plus c مش كده؟ بعدين then I can go for cross multiplication AC plus 8 وبعدين هنا it will be 3p squared plus p squared c equal AC plus 8 وبعدين what they were asking for, they are asking for C to be the subject, so you can send this one to the other side. فهنا b squared c minus AC, it will be, I can shift this one there, it will be 8 minus 3p squared. I'll take the c as a common factor, p squared minus a equal 8 minus 3p squared. So c is equal to 8 minus 3b squared over p squared minus 8. I just went through this question quickly because already we covered this area. طيب sequence thing. Sum of the first n terms of n. طيب خلينا نشوف. السم of the first n terms ايه كان في الورك شيت؟ لا مش هو. لا انت جبتي هنا a plus 2d ب 19 وبعد كده sum of the first term. ماشي there are two equations and you have to solve these two equations together. It's fine. اتفقنا يعني اللي انت عاملاه كويس. خلاص عندك ماركينج سكيم احنا بعتناها على الجروب اصلا يا رغد. يا رغد اديها لك. فاحنا عاملين دي اوريدي عملناها قبل كده وعاملين الماركينج سكيم بتاعها فتقدر ان انت تعملي دبل تشيك if it's okay or not. طيب for this question what they said the sum of nth term, sum of first n terms of an arithmetic sequence كانت كده فهو Sn is equal to 292 وبعد كده second term who can translate يا جماعه what is the second term a plus d is equal to 8.5 وبعد كده a plus 4d is equal to 13. What we have to do in this equation بقى simultaneous equation we can just to find a and يعني I just used the two given معايا كده يعني we just the two given and from the two givens we went through what after I get the two givens معايا جو we did it as a simultaneous so a minus a cancel 4d minus d it's a 3d 13 minus 8.5 this will give me 4.5 so we found out that d is equal to 1.5 طيب after we get the d we can easily find out a so by replacing يعني a plus d is equal 8.5 so a plus 1.5 is equal 8.5 we get a is equal to 7. So do you have any problem for a and d? حد عنده مشكلة? Do you have any problem to find out a and d? So once we get the value of a and d يعني already we get the value of a and d خلاص done. What was the next story بقى? A sum of n terms he gives me a sum of nth term. يا عيال listen always to work on the sum of nth term يعني دايما to work on the sum of nth term what I have to do I get a is equal to what مين هو ال a بالنسبة لنا كانت equal 7 d is equal 1.5 and n we don't know but we have sn يعني we have sn is equal to 292 طيب what is the story بقى always we are working on these four factors يا رغد they will give you 3 and they will ask you for finding mean the fourth one so what they give a they give d they give sn and they did not give us the n so what we have to do I have just to work on this one it will be as follow يعني I can work on this the formula sn so sn is n over 2 into the bracket 2a يعني 2 into 7 plus n minus 1 into d اللي هي كانت 1.5 this is sum is equal to 292 from this equation you have to find out the value then اتفقنا so what we will do after that it will be like a direct substitution يا واد يا ادم so here it will be n over 2 into 14 اللي هي هتطلع لنا ده كانسل هيبقى 7n بعد كده هناك n minus 1 نعملها simplified بالراحه بس ما توقعت مني كان عايزه n over 2 هناك 14 plus 1.5n minus 1.5 is equal to 292 just I can multiply this equation by 2 يا شباب ونخلص من الموضوع ده فيبقى هنا عندك 13 minus 1.5 14 minus 1.5 this will give you 12.5 so I can multiply all of the equation by 2 فهنا هيكون 292 into 2 هيطلع لنا كام ده 584 I think وبعد انا كده خلصت من الاثنين، يعني انا عملت الايكويشن كله multiplied by 2 وبعدين هناك 14 minus 1.5 ده 12.5 plus 1.5n. هنا نعمل لها multiply فهتبقى هنا 12.5n plus 1.5n squared is equal to this amount. 1.5n squared plus 12.5 n minus 584 is equal to 0. وبعدين once we get this expression I can just to get rid of the decimal يعني or even you can deal with that by the formula and you can use the algebraic formula. You can find out the value of n mod 53. ها مين طلعت ال n بتاعتنا بتساوي كام؟ بسرعة كده ها ال n equal what؟ n is equal to كام؟ والناحية التانية في n تانية طبعا ده هنا كان rejected يعني عشان هو negative برضو. We will accept this one. So the n n is equal to 60. It's so easy question. We just went through what's the definition of the first one, what's the definition of the second one. يعني معايا Yasmin, we just translated the first statement and the second statement. We solved both of them together and we found out the value of a and d. After that, we went through the sum of nth term. Sum of nth term, it's relying on a and d and m. Okay, and Sn for sure. I have these three, so the remaining it was n. We just made the replacement and simplifying, and after that we get a quadratic equation. We sort it or we solve it. We found out the value of n. Type. Do you have a problem with the boundaries? Do anyone have any problem? You have a okay. Listen. Let's go one step by step. First of all, I have v is equal to 9.6 corrected to 1 decimal place. Who can tell me if it's corrected to 1 decimal place, what will be the minimum and the maximum? Yasmin. What do you have to say? 9.6 plus. It's rounded to 1 decimal place. Do you remember, Yasmin, 1 decimal place means what and 2 decimal place? And let me go here. Do you remember this translation when we have this one? I can give you this one. This is the place. This is the decimal point. Ones or unit, tens, 100, and 1,000. 10,000, 100,000. مش كده؟ بعد كده first 1 decimal place. ده احنا هنا 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and so on. Okay. طيب, how to translate it? If it's ones means it's 1. If it's tens, it's 10. 100 means 100. Okay. It's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. طيب, 1 decimal place, what it means? 0.1. 2 decimal place means 0.01. 3 decimal place means 0.001. Agreed? So these are the the translation for our question. So let's go to the question, Yasmin. What do I have? I have it corrected to 1 decimal place. So what I have to say, 9.6 plus 0.1 over 2. This will give me the lower bound and upper bound. So I can say lower bound, and this is the upper bound. Who can tell me يا شباب what is the lower bound of this question? ها يلا مين اللي هيديني lower bound؟ هتبقى 9.55 والupper bound هتبقى 9.65. 9.6 خلاص. طيب, next part. It's a 3.8 corrected to, it's the same. 3.8 plus or minus 0.1 over 2. 3.75, 3.85. سيبه خليه بس براحته دلوقتي. 1.84 plus or minus هنا 2 decimal place. So how to make it 2 decimal place? 0.01 over 2. So what is the answer? 1.8 and 1.845. Agreed? So we did the lower bound and upper bound. خلاص, done. طيب, let's go back. What they are asking us to do, they are asking us to find out the upper bound of the value of A. We agreed before, because the question was related to the division, so denominator should be upper bound, denominator will be lower bound. Type denominator here, it consists of two parts. How I should deal with it? يعني بصي ياسمين, what is our main problem? A, for example, I need it as upper bound. So what will happen? All of the numerator v minus u should be upper bound. And below or the t هنا it will be lower bound. Agreed? طيب for v minus u يا ياسمين, v minus u, I need v minus u. What is the v? V minus u, I need it as upper bound. And it's subtraction. So v should be upper bound and u should be lower bound. Because in the subtraction and the division, the first will follow, the second will be opposite. So I get v as upper bound, u as lower bound, divided by t, which is lower bound as well. طيب, let's work on the question. I need v as upper bound. مين يطلع لي v as upper bound? What is the v as upper bound? 9.65. Minus u as lower bound. U as lower bound, it's a 3.75. Divided by t as lower bound. 1.835. Am I right? And then you can calculate it. What is the answer? كم؟ اوكي ماشي. قول يا خالد.
يعني هاي عشان يعني نعرف الأبر واللور نسوي 0.1 divided by 2.
If it's one decimal place يا خالد. Okay. If it's one decimal يبقى 0.1. If it's two decimal يبقى 0.01. 3 decimal يبقى 0.001. طب tens 10 اقصد 10 to the nearest 10 يبقى 10 over 2. To the nearest 5 over 2. To the nearest million يبقى million over 2. Plus or minus.
يعني just not so الأبر واللور.
بالظبط. Once you get the lower bound and upper bound, يعني once you get the lower boundary and the upper boundary, خلاص you have both of them, lower and upper bound. You can بقى just work on the simplifying or you can work on the formula يعني. قولي أنت. ماشي. الفكرة بس كلها هنا the main problem here يا خالد it wasn't related to this part. اطلع من عند لا سيبه اطلع من هنا بس كده خلاص. تعالى من هنا كمل. طيب ماشي. يبقى انا تاني كده انا v minus u يا شباب v minus u I need v minus u to be upper bound. طيب from the beginning it's quotient. If it's quotient يا ياسمين the first the up will apply يعني will follow, the down will be against. Now we have, if I'm asking you for add and multiply, both will follow. طب for the division and the subtraction, the first follower, the second is opposite. انت معايا كده؟ So the first part is follower. First part is follower. Second part is opposite. If I have the nominator or the first part is follower, and I need it as upper bound, but I have a surprise. This operation up, it is not a single, it's operation again. So what I have to do, it's v or v minus u. I need the subtraction to be upper bound. The first part will be upper, second part will be lower. اتفقنا؟ طيب. So we did this question. In the same. Here, each side of a regular octagon has a length of 18 millimeter. So I have the length as 18 millimeter. What they are asking us, it's corrected to the nearest 0.5 يا خالد. Huh? So how to find the lower and upper bound? Plus or minus 0.5 over 2. So what's the story? Write down the lower bound of the length of the size of the octagon. I need the lower bound. I'm working on 18 plus or minus 0.5 over 2. اللي هي كام؟
17.7.
هي 0.5 over 2 عملتها بالكالكوليتر؟
0.2.
يعني هو هنا هيطلع معايا الانسر كام؟ 17 point. ده اللي هو مين؟ اللور. مش كده؟ والابر بتاعتك؟ حلو. يبقى انا كده عملت اللي هو we wrote already the lower bound and upper bound. How we did it ياسمين again? It's 18 plus or minus 0.5 over 2 because they are asking me to correct it to the nearest 0.5. طيب how to correct it to the nearest 0.5? It's 0.5 plus or minus يعني 0.5 over كام? Over 2. So I wrote it as 18 وبعد كده plus or minus 0.5 over 2 and I get the lower bound by minus upper bound by add. اتفقنا كده؟ ممكن نخلي البتاع شوية.
لا لأن أنا في جايب مشروطات بس.
يا راجل. انت عندك برد اصلا. اوكي.
أنتم الأريد.
Is it fine now؟ هنشوفها شوية كده. طب خلاص يعني let's try it after a while. Write down the upper bound of the length of the octagon. طب هو عايز دلوقتي as we did the upper lower bound we have to write down the upper bound. خلاص كده؟ لا عادي خالص يعني دي sometimes they are playing with us. طيب express this expression we need to make it يعني we need to explain this one يا ياسمين as perfect square again. How? In this question it's a little bit difficult. Why it is difficult? Because it's a negative. طيب how can I answer this question? I have to reorder it. خلاص يا عيال والنبي يعني concentrate with me. I just went through negative 3x squared plus 12x plus 7. What I have to do, I will take the negative 3 outside. So what's the remaining? X squared minus 4x minus 7 over 3. Am I right? Have a look. My first step, I have to reorder it, yeah, May. خلاص, we should reorder it. We have to rearrange it. So we can write it as negative 3x squared plus 12x plus 7. What's my next step? I have to take the negative 3 outside. So we took the negative 3 out. What's the remaining? It's x squared minus 4x minus 7 over 3. اتفقنا كده؟ طيب I get my answer as it's negative 3. خلاص we have it outside. معايا يا جو؟ طيب let's work inside. يلا let's play the game from inside. What should I do يا عيال؟ ها؟ x minus 2 مفيش x بقى هنا يا جو. It's I have to take the square root. This sign I have to keep it. This value I have to divide by 2. All power 2 minus this amount I have to take it squared, so it's minus 4. معايا يا رغد؟ Minus 7 over 3. What should I do? I can expand. يعني I can simplify and expand, or I can expand then simplify. Negative 3 into the bracket, it will be negative 3 into x minus 2 all of power 2 minus 3 مع negative 4, it will give me positive 12, positive 7. After that, I can write it as negative 3 into x minus 2 all of power 2 plus 19, which I can write it 19 minus 3 x minus 2 all of power. Shabab, I'm doing it. I'm doing this question in the hard way. There is an easy way of memorizing memorizing the story of the question. يعني we can we can memorize. Some people they are memorize. I cannot. أنا مش عارفها. I don't know how to memorize this one, so I have to do it mentally. Okay. There is a rule. I remember that I gave it to you before, but I don't remember it. مش عارف. طيب, C is a curve with this equation. They are asking to write down the coordinate of the A, which is the maximum point. يعني if I'm asking you to find out the maximum point, whatever come with the x يا خالد, what you have to do? It's what's the vertex here يا شباب؟ مين الvertex؟ اللي هو هيبقى كام بقى؟ 2 and 19. Okay, because whatever come with the x, you have to put it in opposite sign, and you have to take whatever outside or whatever related to the y. طيب, question related to the اللي هو مين؟ اللي هي الكومباوند. عايز اعرف هو البتاع دي فيها كام سؤال. مش عارف مين. I did this question before. We did this question on the last exam. I told you before, what do we have? We have here the principal. مش كده? We have the principal, and it's for 3 years. Your main problem in this question was that the people were not able to read the question. يعني most likely, Adam, when they are facing this kind of question, خلاص, when they are facing this type of question, they did not answer the question. يعني they did not read it أصلا. So we have to read it. They are talking about compound interest. In the first year, it was a rate of 1.8. طيب, how we were able to get the final amount يا عيال? If just remember, final, it was principal. This is the rule. If I have the same rate, it will be 1 plus or minus the same rate to the power of n. This is if I have same rate. Okay, طب if I have different rates, يعني if I have like, it is not constant rate, يعني they are like a different rate for us. How to deal with it يا أنس? It's equal principal into 1 plus الريت الأول. Okay, وبعد كده تاني multiplied by ما فيش بلس هنا it's multiplied يعني هنا 1 plus or minus الريت الثانيه مش كده 1 plus or minus للريت الثالثه and so on because it's different rate. طب ما هو because of that يا طارق لما هم كانوا the same rate and instead of writing this bracket for many times we wrote it one times for power of what n. انت معايا كده؟ So this is how we were dealing with the question. طيب because it's different يعني they are a different rate I just wrote for you the مين ده اللي هو يعني البتاع بتاعنا اهو اللي هي الرول. Okay, then we have to work back. طيب it is different rate. So what happened? The final amount is equal to the principal, which is 200,000. Multiplied by the first rate was 1.8 over 100. This is for only 1 year. And then the second rate, it was 1 plus X%. For how many years, Mr.? For second and the third. يعني for the 2 years together. يعني هنا for all يعني not for all, it's for the second year and the third year. معايا؟ So I have to make it here like power cam 2. Because it's the same rate for 2 years. Gives me the final amount as 209,754. طيب, how to find this expression? We just are dealing with the equation. This is an equation. One part is missing. No, 1 plus x over 100 to the power of 2 is equal to this amount اللي هم كانوا 209,754 over نفس الستوري اللي هي كانت 2,000 أو 200,000 into the bracket 1 plus 1.8%. مش كده؟ And this I think what was the answer مش عارف I think we get the answer. حد يحسب لنا بس الانسر كده بسرعة معلش الله يكرمكم. بسرعة يا شباب. ده الفاينل هيطلع انا عايز افتكر بس اللي طلع هنا كان كام عشان اعملها بالكالكوليتر. لا اللي هو الكالكوليشن دي كلها بتساوي كام اهو ده كان 209,754 divided by 200,000 multiplied by
1.5%.
يا واد انا فاكر ان هي كانت 1.5 صح بس انا كنت عايز اعرف الستاب ده كانت 1.030225933. So after that how to get rid of the power square root. طيب if بقى we have the opposite يعني if I will give you the rate and I will ask you to find out the number of years. trial وايه؟ وايرور. لا سيبك من logarithm. trial and error. يعني if I have the rate and the remaining it was the number of years. So what we did last time, if I gave you the rate as 5% مثلا. And I did like a revision for this part on the revision يا رغد. When we did the answer of this quiz, يعني this is the last quiz, I explained this question in all the cases. If I have the final, if I have the, يعني we revise everything related to the percentage on the last session. يعني the last session of the quiz يعني we did it I think 1 or 3 weeks ago. طيب we did the square root to get rid of this one so it was 1 over كده I think was giving us 0. blah blah blah. So we just take the 1 out so x over 100 it was 0.015 and we just multiply by 100 so it was x was 1.5. Please just go back to the question يعني go back to the اللي هو الريكوردنج بتاعت السولفنج بتاعت الكلام ده يعني اللي هو السولفنج بتاعت الاكزام بتاعت الكويز اللي احنا عملناه اللي هو كويز نمبر 4 وكويز نمبر 5. يعني كويز نمبر 4 mainly it was on numbers. Quiz 5 it was a mixed between numbers and algebra. But the numbers were more than the algebra. خلاص؟ طيب يعني اعمل سكيب للسؤال ده. طب هنا في مشكله عندك مين حد قال لي على البتاع في مشكله هنا يا جدعان والمصحف 9x squared minus 4y squared اللي هي كانت 3x minus 2y and 3x plus 2y which is the difference of 2 square يعني. طيب do you have a problem how to make a common denominator for this expression؟ هنا ده انت ذكي اعمل هنا multiply by 2 واعمل هناك multiply by x. Why I did that؟ I'm just working on making a common denominator. So my question is how to make this the first denominator like the other. So we did in the first part multiplied by x, so we get 8x as a common denominator خلاص. Multiplied up by x, so it's 7x. On the other hand, minus 2 into the bracket x plus 3. I think we did this question last time. Over 8x. And this will give me the answer as 5x minus 6 over 8x. So this is our single expression. Okay, I think we did this question last time. Do you have any problem to expand 3 terms? Yani I can just complete the first 2 and multiply by the other. طيب, do you have a problem with the power thing? Let's يعني if I have like any expression to the power of negative, first of all, to get rid of the negative, I have to flip the bracket. خلاص, I have to flip the bracket. So it will be like y power 20 over 16 w power 8, and my power will be 3 over 4. What we did يا سهيلة خليكي معايا بعد إذنك. We just flip it to get rid of the negative. طيب, what is now our next step? If it's power, the powers will be multiplied together. يعني y power 20 ومعايا هنا power 3/4, so I will make it like multiplied together. Y to the power of 20 multiplied by 3 over 4 will give me 15. And 16 back to the power of 3/4, I can make it on the calculator. هنا ده مش power. خلاص? And this will give me, yes, it will be. استني, هو ده اصلا 16 to the power of 3/4 يا مي, اللي هي هتبقى الفورث روت ل 16 اللي هي هتبقى 2 to the power of 3 اللي هي equal 8. صح. 5. ليه 5؟ انت مش بتعمل هنا 20 multiplied by 3/4. 20 multiplied by 3/4. So ما هو انت باور مع باور يا انس بتعمل لهم multiply. طب النمبر itself بقى, يعني لما يكون عندك هنا 16 to the power of 3/4, ده مش باور, ده عدد. لو كان عدد I have to put it on the calculator. يعني if it's a number I have to put it on the calculator. If it's power, just multiply the powers. اتفقنا? So it's 8. And w power 8, there is a power again. W power 8 multiplied by 3/4. ما هو if it's power and power will be multiplied together. Power and power will be multiplied together. And if it's number, I have to make it by calculator. So it's 8y أو w هنا, والpower بتاعتنا هنا اللي هي تطلع معانا عبارة عن power 6. So this is my answer. طيب, here is the first 5 terms of arithmetic sequence. It's so easy. I think these questions are easy. يعني هنا مين هو كان ال nth term بتاعتنا to find the nth term يا شباب؟ ها؟ Who can find the nth term? ال A بتساوي 1 والدي كان بيساوي كام؟ 4. So the nth term اللي هي هتبقى عبارة عن ان Tn هتبقى عبارة عن 4n minus 3. يعني you can do it by any way. وبعد كده بيقول لك بقى the nth term of arithmetic بتساوي كده find the 2m. فهو we can replace n by 2m. So it will be 3 into 2m plus 5. I think also we did this question last time on our exam. طيب, factorize fully. Do we have any problem to get the common factor? يعني أنا عندي هنا 15 and 20. What's the common factor between 15? 5. Y to the power of 3. What's the remaining? 3y plus 4u. Okay. طب هنا دي نفس اللي احنا لسه حليناها من شويه. It's over 1 I can go through the cross multiplication. طيب, خلينا نشوفها على السؤال ده. Sarah makes and sell months. I think we did this question before أصلا كمان. Okay, we had it in a والله العظيم I gave it to you into exam. استنى. Sarah makes and sell months. One day. This is ratio اهو يا رغد. ها؟ في الامتحان اللي فات. اللي قبل اللي فات. صح. ده كان في الامتحان اللي قبل اللي فات. Sarah makes and sell mugs. One day she makes 150 mugs. Okay. Total cost of her making it was 1,140. يبقى ده كان التوتال. Of these mugs, 2/5 are small mugs. الواد ده عامل فيه ايه طيب؟ اعمل فيه ايه؟ اعمل فيه ايه؟ ها؟ لا انا اعمل ايه طيب؟ حد يقول لي بس. يعني اعمل ايه في جوفاني يعني؟ انا هكلم كريستينا اقول لها اصلا. ماشي. حاضر نكمل. هنا I have the following. It's one day she makes 150 mugs. 2/5 of them are small. طب ما هو I should be able to identify the small mugs. How we get it يا أنس؟ We just did 2/5 multiplied by 150. So it's 2/5 multiplied by 150, and this will give me as 60. Okay, يبقى هنا we get ده كده اللي هو مين يا عيال؟ ده number of small mugs.
medium was 48.
Okay, number of medium كانت عبارة عن 32%، يعني 32 over 100 of 150 48. and بيقول لك الريست. طب مين بقى الريست بتاعنا؟ the rest اللي هم كان 150 minus 60 plus 48 اللي هي كانت equal 42. So I have the number of the small mugs, I have the number of the medium mugs, and I have the other. طيب what happened بقى؟ She sells them. The small mugs, she sells the small mugs for 8.50. يبقى كده التوتال برايس، يبقى يعني هنا الاماونت ها what she gained from the small اللي هو selling price of the small mugs. هي عيال كانت السمول ماجز كانت البرايس بتاعتها بتساوي كام؟ اللي هم 60 times 8.50 مش كده؟ وبعدين السيلينج برايس for the large كانوا عبارة عن اللارج عندنا كانوا عبارة لا ده سوري ده الميديوم for the selling price for the medium كانت عبارة عن 48 multiplied by 11.20 اللي هم طلعوا كام دول؟ كام؟
537.
5
37.6.
معلش هو ب 37.6. طب وهنا يا انس كانوا كام؟ 60 into 8.5 كانت كام؟
596.
596. طيب في السمول
سوري 500.
واللارج ستار
حلو فاضل لنا اللارج. تعال نروح نشوف اللارج. How many one for the large؟ ما هم دي are small medium large. السمول we get the number of the small as 60. We get the medium as 48. We get the large as 42. So I have the three category. I'm just collecting the price for each one of them. Yeah. Huh? We are collecting the price for each one of them. So we get this, the price for the small was 510. Okay, dollar ولا pound. هعمل ايه دلوقتي؟ استنى. Okay, هنا اللي احنا عملناه we found out the price for the small, the selling price for the medium, selling price for large كانت عبارة عن remaining اللي هم كانوا 42 multiplied by 14.20. What was the price? 0.4. So we get the price of the small, the price of the medium, the price of the large. طيب, now she sells all of the 150 mugs. Let's say the total selling price. يعني let's go for total selling price. What's your opinion? التوتال selling price اللي هم عبارة عن 510 plus 537.6 plus 596.4. What was the total selling price? 1,044. This is the total selling price. I need you to go into the story. I need you to leave, يعني to pretend that you are the one, the owner of the project. خلاص? What she did, she brought this stuff for this amount and she sold it, or يعني she started to sell it for these prices and she sold all. So what she gained by the end? This is 1,644. Now we need to identify the percentage of profit. يبقى هنا بالظبط change of the percentage in general. So what we can say, they are asking us percentage profit. يبقى هنا percentage of profit بالظبط percentage of profit. What do we have to do? final price minus the original اللي هو 1644 ده كان الفاينل برايس minus الاوريجينال اللي هو كان كام what was the original amount 1140 divided by the original because every time we have to compare it to the original amount multiply by 100%. Okay, so the answer will be okay. We get the question related to the percentage. اتفقنا؟ كتير. يلا. All of you can do this one I think. يلا. Write down the value of m given that 3 to the power of 4 مع 3. So who can tell me what's the value of m?
9.
What do we have to do for multiplying? تصحى يلا. هنعمل ايه هنا؟ الصحي دلوقتي ها 3 power 4 مع So what's the value of m? Tell me. 9 because we are adding. طيب هنا it's 5 to the power of n بس هي مشكلة. So what's the value of n? So it's 5 21 equal 5 to the power of n so we get the n is equal to 8. طب هنا find the value given that هو فين بقى البي ده اصلا؟
اكتبه تحت السنة.
شو يصدقوا إذا في شيء إذا تعمل زومات؟
لا تحت كلش.
هو ايه اللي تحت؟
اكتبه بي يكون. شوف تحت الصفحة اللي قاعدة. هتقول لك صفحة بروحها لأنه يحتاج personal space.
طب انا هقول لك انا حاجة بص يعني I will assume it's 7 power 20. Who can find for me the value of p?
أستاذ 2 أنا مش 2 sorry 10
10.
10 it's gonna be 10 10
20.
7 10 also is equal to 20
P minus 20.
10
wait 30
P minus 20.
0
7 10 أو 7
0
negative 30. It's what is the story? I have to add and subtract, right? So if I put it in this way, I just can write it as 7. I will add the numerator, يعني I will add the power up. 8 plus 2, it's 10. Minus p, because I have to subtract it from the one which we are bringing from down. This is equal to 7 to the power of 20. So 10 minus p equals 20.
minus 10 guys
نعم أخوي. So what's the value هنا? It's 10 minus p is equal to 20.
30
ايه اللي انا عكيته ده؟ استنى. هنا 8 10 minus p
صح
is equal to 7 to the power of 20. طب ما تطلع معانا بنيجاتيف 10 كده.
طيب
تطلع بنيجاتيف 10. نيجاتيف
قلت
ما انا قلت حاجه ثانيه ليه؟ نيجاتيف بي equal 20 minus 10 فيبقى نيجاتيف بي equal 10 بس يعني البي equal نيجاتيف 10. اوكي مش عارف انا اللي ما ركزتش ها؟ ما هو قال انا اللي حطيتها انا I invented the question. يعني I created. طيب يلا who can tell me about the value of x بسرعه ها it's root x root 2 into 16 to the power or root 2 multiplied by 16 equals 2 to the power of x. Okay, so what do we have to do in this question? I can replace root 2 as 2 power half multiplied by 16 اللي هي 2 power 4. Now I can put all as base of يا سهيلة I can put all as base of 2. This is equal to 2 power x. فهنا 2 to the power of 4.5 is equal to 2 power x and this will give me x is equal to 4.5. نعم؟
لو كان انتجر مضروبه باثنين
ليه؟
لو كان اكس ده انتجر مضروبه باثنين ولا
لا خالص انت مالك. I'm just putting the value. طيب in this question I have inner and outer power. What should I do? multiply اصلا فهنا اللي هيطلع معايا هتبقى 11 minus 30 up بعد كده هناك 11 to the power of 4 equal 11 to the power of n. What should I do? I will just go through 11 negative 30 minus 4 ده it will give me negative 26.
minus 30 minus 4 minus 34
ما هو ليه ده minus 4
كده انه تحت.
ما هو نيجاتيف وماينس هيبقى نيجاتيف 34 انا اسف. هو ايه طب احنا جبنا منين ده؟ يلا تاني وادي استنى يا ولد ده هنا 11 to the power of 4. It's I have 11 to the power of negative 30 down 11 power 4. It's to make a division you have to subtract the power. Negative 30 minus 4 this will give you negative 34 is equal to 11 to the power of n. So what's the value of n? بس خلاص طيب in inequality what should I do in this inequality divide by 2 for all the equality divide by 2 so it's y greater than -2 smaller than 3 and just you can write down he's asking you y is integer and he's asking to find out all the possible values يعني -2 and -1 0 1 2 بس خلاص because we are talking about only positive. طيب in this equation or in this inequality what should I do? It will be the same as the equation 7t minus 3 وهناك 2t plus 32 يبقى انا هعمل هنا 7t minus 2t smaller than or equal just I will collect this together so it's a 31 plus 3 يعني هنا 5t is smaller than 34 I'll divide by 5 6.8 okay طيب we get the value of t السؤال اللي بعده A is inversely proportional فاكرين الانفرس proportional؟ احنا عندنا كان في two rules اللي هو الدايركت والانفرس what do we have to say regarding to that استنى بس it's two words direct and inverse so for the direct let's go for the direct what's the story with the direct يا عيال؟ حاضر يعني لو انا عندي كده يبقى y equal kx or y over x equal constant the same طب ولو كانت inverse
y is equal to k over x
حلو I'm dealing here with inverse a is inversely proportional to the square of r يبقى ده معناه كده انه ال a equal هو بيكلمنا على inverse ها
k over r squared.
تمام طيب what is my first measure to find out k طب how to get the k 5 is equal to k over 0.3 power 2. So who can tell me what's the value of k? 5 into 0.3 all power 2 ده يطلع كام؟ 0.45. So we found out k. So what's the formula? يبقى كده a is equal to k which is 0.45 divided by r squared. This is my formula. I get the formula. We found out the formula. طيب after we did the formula they are asking us to find out a when r is equal to so it's a equal 0.45 over r square اللي هي تبقى 7.5 a all part 2 hopefully بس it is not wrong طيب if I have to multiply it together هنا it's over 1 so it's a 7.5 all part 2 a squared الانسر هتطلع كام هنا 7.5 سكويرد بكام يا اخوانا 7.5 سكويرد
56.25
كام
56.25
50
6.25
okay this is equal to 0.45 so what do we have to continue it's 56.25 a to the power of 3 equals 0.45 okay what we should do we have a power 3 is equal to 0.45 over 56.25. What is my next step?
The cube root
Of A. حد يطلع لنا كده ال cubic root of this amount equal what?
0.2
بس كده. So تاني كده ال cubic root تطلع كام؟
0.2
Okay. So we found out the value main. اتفقنا؟ So this is related to طيب inverse برضو inverse it's the same right? In this question, okay.
simultaneous equations.
Allison buys 5 apples and 3 pears for a total. So let me say that the apple price is A and the pears price is B. So what will happen at 5A plus 3A, 3B is equal to 1.96. On the other hand, 3 apples plus 2 pears is total cost is 1.20. So I have the two equation and you can يعني you can solve it normally. طيب هنا it's okay. بس ده sequence حمار. Victor buys 12 bottle of apple juice. طيب يعني I think the rest of the question it will not be like as the انا عايز اعرف بس هم كام سؤال اللي احنا طلعناهم دلوقتي. كام؟
32 بس اكمل من
30 32 32 32 33 34 اوكي 34 سؤال. They are total of 34 question. How far did we reach؟ احنا هنا how many question؟ And we said that 22. And how many question they are total؟ 34.
34.
Okay, so the remaining is okay 11 question. Take a rest at the moment and join me after 30 minutes online. If you are not able, check the video for the rest. خلاص؟ يعني I will make the next part in the next session. Okay, يعني next part هنا I will do it on the next session starting from question 23. نعم بعد نص ساعة قادر تحضر it's fine. if you are not able خلاص it's okay. اتفقنا؟ الفيديو هحطه على الجروب. Okay, stop هنا. Okay, stop recording.